Hello, welcome to Daily News from Al-Jayed TV. Scholarly meetings of His Eminence Grand Ayatollah Shirazi in the holy city of Qom, Iran. The house of His Eminence Grand Ayatollah Sayyid Sadiq Shirazi in the holy city of Qom in Iran continues to host scholarly meetings with the attendance of senior scholars, clerics, and public groups of believers. During these meetings, His Eminence Grand Ayatollah Shirazi answers questions on Islamic beliefs and jurisprudence from the audience. Topics discussed in the latest round of these scholarly meetings concern the women's inheritance from land and buildings, the prohibition of abortion, salat, congregational salat, and the salat of ayat. Furthermore, His Eminence made a few points about rulings on finding riches as well as beating children. Zabih Karbala community holds weekly ceremonies in holy Karbala, Iraq. Zabih Karbala community, affiliated to the office of His Eminence Grand Ayatollah Shirazi in the holy city of Karbala, holds another session of its weekly ceremonies. In this ceremony, groups of young believers and lovers of AhlulBayt, peace be upon them, listen to recitation of the Holy Quran and a lecture by Sayyid Hassan al-Musawi. Imam Hadi Institute donates food to needy in Bamiyan city of Afghanistan. Imam Hadi Institute, affiliated to the office of Grand Jurist Ayatollah Shirazi in the holy city of Qom, donates food baskets to needy and low-income households in Bamiyan city of Afghanistan. This charity work was conducted in compliance to the instructions of the Grand Ayatollah Shirazi in order to support needy and impoverished families. Director of AhlulBayt Islamic Thought Center meets orphan children in Baghdad, Iraq. Sarai, the director of the AhlulBayt Islamic Thought Center, affiliated to the office of His Eminence Grand Ayatollah Shirazi in Baghdad, the capital of Iraq, visited the orphan children under the custody of Ahbab al-Tuqa Charity Foundation. In his speech at this foundation, Mr. Sarai encouraged these orphan children to take their education seriously, do their best to observe moralities, and play a positive role in the society. In addition, the director of the AhlulBayt Islamic Thought Center stated that there will be a course on Islamic ethics, rulings, and beliefs for these children during the summer vacation. In the end, some gifts and presents were given to these children on behalf of the AhlulBayt Islamic Thought Center. AhlulBayt Islamic Thought Center celebrates birth of Imam Ali, peace be upon him, in Baghdad, Iraq. AhlulBayt Islamic Thought Center, affiliated to the office of His Eminence Grand Ayatollah Shirazi in Baghdad, the capital of Iraq, held a ceremony to celebrate the birth of the commander of the faithful, Imam Ali, peace be upon him. The ceremony was attended by religious and cultural figures, as well as the general public, who listened to a speech by Sheikh Adel al-Karawi. Office of Grand Ayatollah Shirazi hosts representatives of His Eminence in Iraq. The office of His Eminence Grand Shia Jurist Ayatollah Shirazi in the holy city of Karbala hosted groups of representatives of the Grand Ayatollah and several religious and cultural activists. In these meetings, the latest situation of the Shia world and the most important challenges for propagating the school of the AhlulBayt, peace be upon them, as well as the activities of the offices of His Eminence in the countries of Iraq and Lebanon were discussed. It is worth noting that the office of the Grand Ayatollah Shirazi in holy Karbala also welcomed some young religious activists and believers from the city of Nasiriyah. Sayyid Mahdi Shirazi met with these young believers and delivered a lecture to them. Yaseen Husayniya celebrates birth of Imam Jawad and Hazrat Asghar, peace be upon them, in Australia. Yaseen Husayniya, affiliated to the office of the Grand Ayatollah Shirazi in Sydney, Australia, held a ceremony to celebrate the anniversary of the birth of Imam Jawad and Hazrat Asghar, peace be upon them. This ceremony was held on last Saturday, 10th of Rajab 1443 AH, hosting public groups of believers and lovers of AhlulBayt, peace be upon them. Religious speeches in Arabic and English were the main part of this ceremony.